Hello, my name is William Sabule, and this is Top TV's newspaper review. You're very much welcome. This is where we bring you newspaper headlines across newspapers every day. So you need to stay connected to us, but you first need to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. Don't forget to also click on the notification key. That will help you to get notified whenever we come on live. We're also on other social media handles. We're on Facebook as Top TV. On Instagram is TabTV_NG, and on Twitter is @TabTV. So follow us on any of these platforms to, of course, drop your comments and your reactions. Also like and share these videos amongst friends. All right, without wasting your time, we need to go straight to taking the headlines for today, the 11th day of March 2022. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. Let's begin the headlines from the Vanguard newspaper for today, the 11th day of March 2022. And the big headliner here on the Vanguard newspaper says, APC, Bello's allies kick as Buni insists he transferred power. Bello's allies kick as Buni insists he transferred power. And that story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Other stories on the Vanguard newspapers at the top part of the Vanguard, it says, State of the Nation settle dispute with ASU, Catholic bishops tell federal government. And we also see on one part of the top of that paper, we see aviation fuel. Passengers lament as airlines cut flight frequencies. Aviation fuel scarcity over soon, carry GMD NNPC. Okay, at the bottom part of the Vanguard newspaper, we see there, KB Deputy Governor recounts audio in bandits attack. 6 killed, many injured in fresh herdsmen attack on Benue communities. All right, so we move on to other stories on the Vanguard newspapers here. It says 123 Nigerians to arrive from Ukraine today. So if you need to get details of those stories, do well to pick up the Vanguard newspaper. That's where you will find the details of that story. Next, we go to the Daily Trust newspaper. And on the Daily Trust newspaper, we see INEC to Niger governor. INEC to Niger governor. We are not aware of leadership change in APC. We are not aware of leadership change in APC. Bello denies receiving Buni's handover letter. APC will collapse if INEC fails to constitute convention committee, Marafa. Okay, all of that story is on the Daily Trust newspaper, so do well to pick up a copy of that paper. That's where you find the full story. Okay, we're moving on to other papers here. We'll go on to Daily Times newspaper. And on Daily Times, we see here, all indices of bad governance starkly evident in Nigeria, Jega. All indices of bad governance starkly evident in Nigeria, Jega speaking there, says government appearing incapable of discharging primary responsibilities. All right, so that's what Jega is saying. All right, other stories here on the Daily Times. We see APC crisis. INEC rejects Governor Bello as chairman, Mamman as secretary. So do well to pick up the Daily Times. That's where we find details of that story. Next, we'll go to the Daily Sun newspaper. And the big headliner here on the Daily Sun newspaper says APC freed from Yahoo governors. Akeredolu. APC freed from Yahoo governors. Akeredolu speaking there. Accuses Buni of trying to supplant Buhari's will. Boast no court orders can stop party's convention. Fresh doubts over March 26th date. Buni's letter transmitting power to Bello surfaces. All right, all of that story is on page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. On the top part of that paper, we see Omahi deputy get court nod to remain in office. Omahi's deputy gets court nod to remain in office. All right, at the bottom part of that same paper, we see insecurity, we can no longer run from community policing. Fayemi says Omotekun working, though not accepted by federal government. Says Omotekun working, though not accepted by federal government. Okay, we'll move on to other papers here. We'll go to This Day newspaper. And on the top part of that paper, it says Buni fights back pleads with Buhari for him to stay on. All right, and the big headliner on this day newspaper says, with oil price surge, Nigeria importing 100% fuel need. Subsidy threatens to cripple economy. With oil price surge, Nigeria importing 100% fuel need. Subsidy threatens to cripple economy. All right, other stories here on this day newspaper. We see we've received substantial funds to prepare for 2023 elections, says INEC. All right, we'll move on to Nigerian News Direct. And on Nigerian News Direct, we start at the top part of the paper. It says 2023 polls, PDP should seek forgiveness from Nigerians, not votes. Lawan speaking there. PDP should seek forgiveness from Nigerians, not votes. Lawan. And the big headliner on Nigerian News Direct says, deregulation. Diesel price hits 750 naira per litre across Nigeria. Russia-Ukraine war, Forex responsible for price hike. Secretary Marman. Situation may remain unchanged until deregulation of sector. Madaki speaking. And all of that story is on page 3 of Nigerian News Direct. So do well to pick up the paper. That's where you find details of that story. And then moving on, we see here, women entrepreneurs to storm Elevate by EcoBank exhibition and workshop. Okay, that's the much we'll take on the headlines today. And next on the show is our discussion segment. So stay with us. And don't forget that you can also join our conversation by dropping your comments and your reaction on the comment section. And you can do that via all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. Subscribe, and of course, click on the notification key. That will help you to get notified whenever we come online. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us up to this time. This is our discussion segment on the newspaper review, and I've been joined by Mr. Victor Sioko, our regular commentator here in the studio. Thank you once more for making it here again.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so let's begin our conversations with the APC. They are on the news again. They've been very consistent on the news these days. This time around is the APC chairman, or I don't know how to call it, the embattled APC chairman, and he's calling on the presidency, that's the President Buhari, to help him stay in his office. What's your take?
Well, as it stands, we've got many divisions in the APC.
Yeah.
The house seems to be falling apart. We have about 19 governors by El-Rufai. El-Rufai mentioned that about 19 governors are for Bello, while the remnant, I use the word remnant, are for Buni, are supporting Buni. Okay, yeah, let's not just also forget that the governor of Ebonyi State, I still need to call him governor of Ebonyi State because he hasn't vacated the office, and we are waiting for INEC to play their part. Okay. So he also came out yesterday to say that people fighting Buni are the ones against the growth of the party. Okay? And you know where he's coming from. For him to, in fact, right now it's about interest. So everybody is claiming to where it will work for them. Now to the main issue, why Buni is being targeted. Before now, he was directed by the presidency. That's reporting from El-Rufai. I'm quoting El-Rufai. He was directed by the presidency to go and inaugurate the Congress leaders from each state. You know, there was an election. So each state came up with their chairman. Each party, state party chairman. In as much as we have issues where some states had up to 2 to 3 parallel elections or congresses that were happening. So, but there's this particular list. Okay, why the rest sort out their issues with the courts. There's this particular list that APC, Abuja APC had already accepted. Okay, inaugurate this man. He was not able to inaugurate them, so he took the trip to Dubai for his medical trip. Okay, they now said, okay, Mr. Bello, his deputy, go in there and continue what the president has directed you to do. That was the reason why Bello came out to say the blessings of the presidency is on him. Because they asked him, why is it that there is no formal letter to say that you are now the interim leader of the APC? He said that the president's blessing is upon him. So El-Rufai had to clear that part for the masses to know. So going forward, Buni on his own wants to make the trip to London this weekend. We've been expecting him to come back to Nigeria from what his aide. Remember the secretary of the party, Mr. Akpan, already has distanced himself from Bello's government. Okay? And he said that he will wait for his boss to come back. Okay? Now, Buni on his own, there's report going on that he's going to London. And I told you the other time, it is unfair that the government of the APC have chosen London and Dubai as the 37th and 38th states in this country. If they want to have any meeting that they don't want to hold in this country, they go to either Dubai or London. And remember, by so doing, they are depleting our economy.
Of course.
Money is meant to do our roads, money meant for education, money meant for poverty alleviation. That aside, we are hoping, or they are hoping to meet, as in Buni's caucus, they are hoping to meet Buhari in London. And I ask, is the president not ill? Won't you guys leave this one alone?
I mean, he left the country for rest.
Yes.
Rest
yes. Now, even Bello supporters, some of the governors, will be also going to London. That's the confusion, my brother. Okay. Remember, INEC has already written to APC because they are supposed to have their NEC meeting by next week. They wrote to INEC to inform them there will be a NEC meeting because they want to resolve the issue of the leadership with this NEC meeting. Because if they don't, if they carry on as in using Bello as the head without doing the right thing, I bet you by the time elections are over, there will be plenty litigations. Already, people are already saying, some party members are already sending in their petitions to say that Buni is not supposed to be the leader of the party. They have their points, and God forbid to APC that one of these cases go through. That means that everything APC have been doing since June 2020 that Maimala Buni has been in charge, every congresses will be null and void. Same thing that happened to Zamfara. Zamfara State, remember that when the elections were over, they faulted the leadership of the state congress, and every APC candidate that won the election, they lost their seats. Now, we ask, this Buni's matter, is there no other way to let Buni come back, okay, and maintain his seat? Because if they don't handle this well, the party will be destroyed.
It will affect everything.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for that in-depth analysis
Thank you.
of what's happening in the APC. Moving on, let's look at the current diesel price hike that has led to the airlines also threatening to shut down flight operations in Nigeria. What's the implication of this price hike? Okay,
the aviation fuel, the whole thing started about a month now. The massive increment. Remember before now it was just 200 naira, but now 700. What are the issues?
750 naira.
Okay. What are the issues? Exchange rate.
Yeah.
And high tariff. The airline owners like Peace, Mr. Oyema, come out to say, we don't want AMCON to come and confiscate our licenses and our properties because we are already owning these banks. we are not meeting up before now. What will happen if this continues? I checked online to book a flight from, I just did a demo check.
Yeah.
To book a flight from Port Harcourt to Lagos, tomorrow being Saturday, my brother, 70,000 naira for economy class. Can you see the hike? Now, how will people travel? Because some persons have cancelled road transport because it's unsafe.
Yeah.
Even the train network that have been established, we saw on the a broken down train. We saw on TV.
Left travelers stranded
My brother, because of there was no diesel.
The same diesel.
So they went. I don't know how they made it, but they got a drop of diesel and they were pouring it inside the train for the train to move.
It's pathetic.
My brother.
Quite an eyesore.
Very, 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 very bad. So I hope this will be resolved, but you also check this Nigeria and things are getting out of hand.
And you know, the excuses that the government puts up is what baffles me. I mean, look at the electricity tariff. We saw on the news this morning that federal government has also removed subsidy on electricity, and that explains the hike in the electricity tariff we've been experiencing. And there's also the rumor that they are also removing this subsidy gradually on petroleum products. And with all of these happenings recently, it wouldn't be far from saying that, okay, yes, they have already removed it and we are yet to know that. I mean, they are yet to announce to us. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Victor.
That's all
we'll be taking this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to our viewers. Thank you for staying tuned to this time. Don't forget to drop your comments and any reactions on the comment section. Till I come your way again next time, my name is William Sabule. See you next time.